Hi there, welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. If we haven't met before, how are you doing? My name is Sonal Behal. I'm a career strategist with over 2 decades of international corporate experience, and I work with people from around the world one on one through digital courses and help them through their career transition, whether it is by choice or not. So, that is a little bit about me. How are you doing? It's good to see you. If you are watching me live, hang out with me in the comments and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I've been doing this every Friday without a break for over 3 years. So I can definitely say I have some experience with not only sharing advice, but sharing advice that I have actually lived through. So, yeah, I look forward to it. If there's anything I can help with, how's it going? How has your week been? Thank you for joining, Zahir. Drop in a word in the comment to describe your week. Maybe let's start with that. How has the week been? One word, not a sentence. Let's get creative. One word. Talk about your week. So let's get into it. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Everything is good. I hope you guys are well. Happy Friday around the world. I hope all is good. Hopefully, you have some sun because we don't, Risto. It's cold and windy. How can I help? How can I help? Is there something you need help with and it doesn't exist? Let me know. This is not only useful for me, it's also interesting market research. So, yeah. Long work. Give me other word to describe your week. Brandon, I know. High five, buddy. High five. High five. I know. But it's Friday. It's not Monday. We love we love being alive. We love weeks. We love having a job. But there's something special about Friday. So I hear you. I hear you well. Tell me in one word. Describe your week to me in one word. And let's get into your questions. Your week was work. All right. That was your week. Good. That was your week. Mary, you could do better than that. You could do better than that. Think about another word. How was your week? Energizing. I like that. What made it energizing? LinkedIn user, identify yourself. I'd love to hear about it. Planning. Okay, amazing. Happening. Hopefully I'm good, guys. Give me a quick like thumbs up in the give me a quick thumbs up in the chat. I always have to ask. I'm on my phone today. That everything is okay from an audible, like you can hear me and I'm not like those little squares. I don't sound underground, all that weird stuff that technology does and makes us look so weird. So, um, okido, interesting. Mayank. Hi, Mayank. Interesting week. Cool, amazing. All right. Consistency is my superpower, Sadhna, and I know it is for a lot of us, right? Laid off. Green game over. Tushar, explain. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Morning in Virginia. The week was accelerating. What made it accelerating, Rich? I know you're in a new job, so I'm guessing that made it interesting as well. Fruitful. Love it. I love it. Even if it's negative, share it. Keep it out. Take it out. Don't keep it in. Just take it out. If something, didn't work as per expectations. Hey Ashish, I hope you feel better. I'm sure you'll feel better, especially after our little chat together. So I'm going to get going because I see questions coming already. And if I'm not mistaken, the first question was from Shannon. Hi, Shannon, registered nurse with all these fancy letters after her name. How are you doing, my dear? How do you address the salary question when they ask right off the bat? Love this question, Shannon. I've got a lot of free resources in it, but I'm going to save you some time. And I'm going to tell you right now. If you want to go and see deeper, you can go and check out my resources. You've got to, before you think about how do you answer it, you first want to know why do they ask this question to begin with? It's a very annoying question. And you would even think it's irrelevant because they already have a budget, right? The reason they ask this question is self-preservation. They don't want to waste their time if you are too expensive for them. They don't care about your time, they care about their time. I'm not vilifying, I'm saying in general, this tends to be the case. So, what you want to do is you want to reassure them. So, when they want to know your salary expectations, I have a whole sort of 7-part framework on how to answer it. It's in my YouTube channel. It's one of the most watched videos. It's a video I made in 2019. I think my opinions on it they've evolved a bit. So if you had opinions in 2019 and if you haven't evolved, by the way, think about that. We're meant to rethink. We're meant to think again. Adam Grant, fantastic book on this very subject. So I basically share in that avoid as much as you can to share a number or a range. Avoid as much as possible to share any number or range because they want to put you in a box. Now, you don't know their budget, so there is asymmetry of information from the get-go. So that puts you at an unfavorable position, in an unfavorable position. But if they still push, right? So you want to avoid giving a number or range, and you want to give an answer, something like, "Hey, listen, I don't quite know. I'm not quite ready to talk numbers yet. I would love to see, where this goes and if there is an offer on the table. But I do understand why you're asking. So if you can, give them a range in which the lower end of the range is a number you are super duper comfortable with, and it is not the bare minimum. It is just about enough to take care of yourself, your family, have a little bit left over in the savings account. And then give a range of about, if you would love 100, then the range should say 100. And you're not saying out of the blue 100, right? If you're making 30 today and if you would love 100, just be careful that you can back it up. You could say, based on my research in the market, and be prepared to quote those stats. A position like this would go for 98 or 100, as close to it as possible, to 120. Is that your experience with the budget for this position as well? I'd love to know. Just go with that and then cross your fingers. Okay. Hopefully I didn't miss a lot of questions, but I'm going to move a bit quicker now. Hey, Ashish, how do you convey corrections in reports to your manager? Ashish, my dear, can you explain a little bit about the context, where you're coming from? What kind of reports? Is it a performance report? Because that would help me a little bit so that I can, guide you in the best way, and not you're looking for A and you want to go to, Patna and the car is going to Mumbai. I want to avoid that. Okay, let's get going with your other questions as well. Okay, we saw this. So happy you guys are here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it was stressful. Arcel, I hope it can only get better, right? Thankfully, the weekend is here. Hey, Al, how is it going? Al is an amazing guy. If you are on LinkedIn and you don't follow him, please follow Al. He is one of the most knowledgeable and transparent career coaches you will find on the internet. I am saying this. If I'm saying it, it means something. What a boring Friday. Oh, I'm sorry, Ashish. You don't have to hang out with us. You can go. And I hope it gets exciting for you. Good luck. Have a nice life. Higher salary and lower position, or higher position and lower salary? Vipin, why do we have to do it like this? Why can't we have both? Why can't we have both? Why do we have to choose? It's like saying, you want a nice person to get married, or you want a nice house. You know what I mean? Why can't it be both? Let's think a bit more abundantly. And if we are not there yet, let's think about the power of the word yet. And what are some things we can do to get there? Why can't you get a higher position as well? But if you are, okay, that was an idealistic scenario. But if you are in a situation and you got two in front of you, higher salary and lower position, it depends on the stage of life you are in. There are stages in our life when we have dependents on us, right? Young kids, or later in life, older parents. Money matters. Please don't let anyone tell you that you know money is not the most important thing in the world. It is very important. Money is a transaction. It's energy, right? I'm not saying we put all our worth in money. I'm not saying that, but there are stages where it matters more. There are stages where it matters less. Your mortgage is taken care of. It's you're doing it for more than that. But most of us, the last time I checked, we work for money, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Higher position and lower salary. I think a higher position should command a higher salary. That's it. I don't want to entertain lower salary if you have a higher position. It commands much more from you. It takes a lot out of you. And there is a reason that job grading, job evaluation, all these techniques exist. Look at any company, look at their compensation and benefits department. It is a strategic function. It is not a payroll only month on month accounting type of scenario. So keep that in mind. So I didn't answer it very straight. Both. Okay, Vishal. Hey, good morning, Ronald Rocha Sánchez. Buenos días en Colombia. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Espero que muy, muy bien. Yo hablo español, pero hace mucho tiempo, así que lo estoy perdiendo un poco. New ideas, new acronyms. That's amazing, Rich. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so proud of you. Amazing. All right. All right. Questions. Shubham, let us help you. We're a bunch of us. We hang out every Friday. Been doing this for 3 years. Let us help you. If you want to get out of this feeling, what feeling is it? First, talk about it. Okay. If there's anything I can do to help. How do you avoid a number or range? Always asking current questions. Okay, Story Queen. I just explained it. So if you're just joining, maybe catch the replay. But I talk about this. I've even given scripts on how to answer this. I've like literally shared scripts on my YouTube channel. So you'll definitely find that useful. Hi, Tushar. Aspiring specialist role for IT in India, but how do you navigate? Gets few job roles and then general software engineer roles. Aspiring specialist, you're aspiring to a specialist role in IT, but you're getting few. Okay, so you want to showcase. If you're not getting calls for interview, then it's possible, Tushar, that the resume you have, the CV you have, is not showcasing how you have expertise in that, right? You're not just aspiring to IT data type role. You want to show some proof. You want to show some proof that you've done it. Even if it was a little bit, that part, tweak it to the top in the executive summary. Show more of that. It's like you want something, you're buying something on Amazon, right? And there is one feature which you desperately want, but it's a hidden feature. You're not gonna buy it. It's very similar. So whatever you think is useful to that company, but maybe it's hidden today in your resume, bring it to the forefront. There are many other ways to do it. I have a whole course on my a whole course on resume development on my website. But this is where I would start tweaking the resume, because I have a feeling that if you're not getting calls for interviews, then the resume is not doing what it's supposed to do, which is to get calls for interviews. That is the only job of your resume, to get calls for interviews. Okay. Okay. Unproductive. If there was a salary range on the application, and if you are okay with that, and they'll ask you, then you can say that's good. That's good. You're not negotiating, you're just clarifying some questions. How do you negotiate salaries when you first join a company, right? So once you are in a company, you want to focus on knowing how do you do a really good job and who are the people you need to know so they know you're doing a really good job. I would start there. Don't think immediately about negotiating a salary as soon as you start. The best time to negotiate is before the contract is signed. But I like how you're thinking. So you want to focus ahead and you want to know what are the kind of jobs I need to do? What are the kind of projects I need to do to get promoted, to get seen by the right people? Who are the kind of mentors I need to attract? How can I help those? How can I help those mentors? I had a post on LinkedIn this week about how to find a mentor in 5 simple steps. Go find that post on LinkedIn. It's my most recent post. I think that'll help you as well. So it's simplified, but I think it'll help you. Hi, Talat. Am I saying that right? Is your first name Talat or is it Fatima? Please guide me. Why it feels inside not confident to ask for the salary. It's not your fault, Fatima. I don't know anyone who wakes up in the morning and says, yes, I'm going to do a salary negotiation today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody does that. It is an extremely uncomfortable thing to do. So let's clarify. You're not alone, and this is perfectly normal. However, if it helps you, think about how, because a lot of us are not used to asking for ourselves. But if we had to do this on behalf of someone, my best friend, my family, I'll be a total lioness. I'll be a total lioness. In Hindi, we say share. Share, share, right? So think about how this would help your own family and how this would be a great example for your friends if you're a woman and you know nobody you know has ever asked for more money. By seeing you, you're implicitly giving them permission as well that it's okay and nothing bad happens when you ask. Nothing bad happens. Worst case scenario, they'll say no. That's okay. But you'll respect yourself for asking because it was uncomfortable, but you still did it. So there's lots and lots of techniques, so many techniques. It's all about preparation. It's all about practice. It's like you go to an exam and you say, I'm very nervous for the exam, Sonal. Yeah, if you haven't done any work and you take the exam, you don't know how to write an answer, you're going to get a big fat E or F. But if you've done the work, you feel okay. Yes, you're still nervous. You do some breathing exercises, but if you could go through school and college and work experience and you got the job that you have today, you've done some things right. And it came down to practice and preparation. There is no shortcut. I'm sorry, guys. The hard work is the shortcut. I've heard someone say this repeatedly. The hard work is the shortcut. I want to get off my high horse and stop the TED talk. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing, Kevin? I hope everything's okay in Texas. I'm seeing crazy pictures of crazy weather. Why do companies create a sense of urgency? They create a sense of urgency because they want you on board. They're scared you might go to someone else. Forget all the recession, forget all the talk about there not enough jobs out there. Listen, look at the stats. The US hasn't seen this low level of unemployment in years. Years. So good people are hard to find. There's a scarcity of good people, good talent. So when they do this, they want to get some relief so that the hiring manager or the HR person can go to their boss. This is insider stuff, guys. Nobody will tell you this. They're measured on it. Their performance, recruiter, hiring manager, their performance is measured on how long did it take you, especially recruiter. How long did it take you to close the position? How long did it take you? If it takes them 6 months, they're measured against it. So it's in their interest, right? So, and they're not always showing empathy, which is why you can negotiate many things. You don't only have to negotiate salary, you can also negotiate your exit. All right. I'm looking at the current scenario. Bhavna says, is it fine to compromise with lower salary or should the working gap be long? You know what? I have taken a lower salary at one point in my career, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Sometimes, have you noticed that a speeding car has to go back a little bit, gets a bit more, and then moves forward? Sometimes you got to take a step back and move forward. And then when you go, it's like one step forward, two steps back. So, other way around, sorry. One step back and two steps forward. That's okay. You just have to keep in mind the future. And when you go over your career and you're as old as I am, or you're as old as some of the people on the call, if you've been working for 20, 30, 40 years, this is a blip. It's a very small thing in the bigger picture. See what you're gaining, don't just see what you're losing. And yes, sometimes it's possible. Sometimes it's possible. You got the right role, and like the question said, right earlier, lower position, higher salary. Sometimes it's possible you got the perfect role, but it's a little bit of a drop. See instead what you're gaining as well and what your career goals are. A career goal could be one day you want to be, yeah, I want to do a TEDx talk. That's a career goal. Okay. Will this position help you to get there? Does this position help you to speak in front of people more and more? This is a very simple example, but think about what your career goals are. What are you gaining from this position? And also make a plan. Make a plan on what does it take, what is it going to take to move to the next step. It's a very temporary thing, but we tend to make it like feel like it's very permanent, but it's not the case. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a couple more quick questions. I've lost the thing. I have lost the question. Bhavna. All right, Omar, and I'm going to take a couple more questions and then I shall let you go. Hey, I have a bachelor's in, so I have a BBA. I want to start working as a business analyst. Any roadmap for that? There's no roadmap. Omar, you have a BBA, go out, get projects. If you want to work as a freelancer, go out and see what are the freelancer roles out there. Talk to people in those companies, have conversations, and be very ready to explain why do you want to be a freelancer, why do you want to be a business analyst, what makes you different. Start with that. That would be the roadmap. Keeping it super simple in the interest of time. Hey, Amit, 11 years experience in India in health tech, in health insurance, and I see opportunities in data. I've done some certifications. How do you enter this field? Focus on, so I have a whole video on career change on my YouTube channel. Look at what is needed in the field that you are interested in. One thing is certification courses, but nothing like, I like that you have a beginner mindset. I'm a new grad for this position. I'm brand new. See if you can work for free for someone. Get some work experience. See if there's a nonprofit around you that needs volunteers. They don't have any funds. Do that. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. When you finish and they're very happy with it, and they will be happy with it because I'm sure you're amazing, ask for testimonials. You need proof. You need street cred. You need proof. You need street cred that you are someone who's worth taking a bet on, even if you don't have formal experience in this space. It's one of the things I teach in my courses, and it's totally possible. It's totally do it. Many people do it. If they can do it, so can you. Okay, but this is how I would start. Obviously, there's much more to it. All right. I'm sorry to hear that, Sas. Feel free to ask if you have any questions. Can I accept multiple offers and reject them before 24 hours? Rohit, don't let anyone rush you, okay? Companies are very selfish. Most of the time, they want to get a yes as soon as possible. But have you noticed that when they are preparing the job offer, they're taking days, if not weeks? They're preparing it. It's a big deal. So when you're signing it, take your time. I would say at least 48 hours. And weigh the options. Weigh the options. Which one is better? Which one is? Do all the pros and cons. If you're sure, then you're sure. Don't make them wait for the sake of it. But it's really worth it. How can I communicate with an employer if he's demanding more services? Yeah, then he is paying. You have to have this conversation. You need to explain what you do. And yeah, there's no easy way to put it. You have to have a difficult conversation. I say, like, there's something on my mind that I'd like to talk to you about, and based on the role that I do today, this is what I do, this is the achievements. I know you're very happy with this. These are the things you're asking me for. It is a love it. It's very interesting. It has a different demand from a time perspective. How can we match both of these things? Put the question back to the other person. I would start there and then see where it goes. Hi, Yvonne. Good morning in Canada. Take opportunities. Rich is sharing as someone who's got some years of work experience as well. Take opportunities to apply for higher roles at your firm. Whether you get it or not doesn't matter. The experience of the interview pays off. So it'll help me think this way. Rich is a former client, so I'm sure that will help you as well. About the lower salary, salary is one part. How about the other benefits and career options? You have other coaches watching, guys, and they're big-hearted. They're sharing their insights with you. Often lower salary is not that much lower. You gotta do the math. Don't be lazy about the math. I'm very lazy about the math. I'm very lazy. So I'm telling you from experience, you got to compare apples with apples. I've accepted many times a lower salary, which actually turned out to be a pretty good decision. I completely agree with you. Risto could not agree more. How do you do salary negotiation in India when you already have a pretty decent offer abroad? Sandeep, it comes down to what you want. What do you want? Do you want to stay for that role in India, or do you want to go abroad? It's not a question of how do you negotiate. It's like when you know what you want, it's a little bit different. If you want to stay, you can share this. You can share this with your boss. I have this amazing offer. But don't expect suddenly the Indian company to pay you in dollars or pounds or euros out of the blue because they want to retain you. Be careful of that. Some people see right through it, and it might come across as a threat. I'm not saying it will, it might. most people don't like that if you don't pay me, then I'm going to leave, because then go. Then it's like bad blood, right? Then you've burnt bridges. Be very careful about that. If you want to go, take this opportunity and go. But if you want to stay, you can talk about this. You can say, I have another option. It's now, I just feel like based on my market research for this role in this industry, in this company, what would you say if we could increase the most companies are very careful with counter offers, and I tell my clients to be careful with counter offers. So watch out, if you're using it as a if you're using it as a bargaining chip, you're walking on eggshells, my friend. No BS. You're always going to get no BS advice from me here. All right. I graduated first in my class, and I joined the company, and I failed. They didn't make me permanent. I don't know what I did wrong. I see. I think if you don't know, Sas, if you don't know what happened and you didn't get into from temporary to permanent contract, then you're shooting in the dark, because you might make any mistake again and you didn't know you did something wrong. So if you can, speak with people there, whether it was colleagues or your boss, and just go with a little bit of an armor. Just be prepared, because it's most probably some feedback that you're not going to like to hear, but maybe you need to hear it. I would start there. If you know deep down, then before you ask, find out deep down, do some introspection, do some meditation, and sit on it. Were there some opportunities where feedback was shared and you tended to ignore it and you thought it's going to work out? We can live in a sense of delusion sometimes, right? And don't worry, you've got a whole career ahead of you. That's what I see. So this is nothing. You got so many years ahead of you. Hi Shubham, did I miss your question? I'm sorry, I didn't see your question. Would you be so kind as to type it out again? All right, quick message to say thanks. I was there at a Q&A and I learned I got the job. That's amazing, Lucas. Congratulations. Well done. Party time. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear more, because it's always interesting for me to understand what worked. So definitely connect with me. Hey, Fatima, I'm going to move on because there's quite a few questions and I've answered 2 of yours already. So just, making sure it's fair. I joined a new company, but another one offered a higher package and it's close to where I live, right? If you want to, you accept that, Manoj. No problem. Just be prepared that if you've not only accepted, but you've already started in a new company, then be prepared that company is going to be pretty angry about that. It's okay. You've got to think about yourself and your interest first. And if the role is what you like as well, the package is one thing. It's very important. It's close to home. That is another thing, the location. The third is the role interesting? Don't just think blindly on 2 things and not other things. I have a whole video on my YouTube channel, which I talk about. I have 2 offers. Should I take this or should I take that? And I list down 7 or 8 criteria. I think that'll help you to come up with a decision on which one you're going to select. So yeah, good luck. Okay, I just saw myself. Oh my gosh, I'm I think I'm hot today. I don't understand what's going on. Hi, Mamta. You're brilliant, energetic. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so happy you're here. All right. Hi, Kelly. How's it going? You're welcome, Sandeep. Thank you for being here. Both these are from new companies, not in my current company. No, I understand. I absolutely understand. All right, guys. I hope this has been helpful. We are live every single Friday. If you want to know more, you want to know more, maybe you want a quick solution, for example, with your resume or in your LinkedIn profile or your interview, reach out to me. I've got a bunch of courses and I can do audits as well and understand where you are today. All of that is mentioned on my website, but feel free to reach out. A couple of weeks from now, I'm bringing in 2 amazing recruiters. One is in Singapore. One is in the US. She used to be a recruiter and now she does lots and lots of resumes and interview prep. She's in the US. So Singapore, US, very interesting people. I think they're going to bring in a lot of value. I'm bringing in less and less guests. It requires a lot of time, a lot of preparation, and I've got a lot going on. So hopefully these informal ask me anything style chats are helpful to you and bring a lot of value to you. And if this has been helpful, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And if you're on LinkedIn and you don't follow, please follow. If you want to connect, put a little message in the link in the connection. Put a little message in that box that says why you want to connect, and I'd love to hear from you. And if this has been useful, and if you know someone who this would benefit, just tag them, whether you're on LinkedIn, or send this replay to them on a message. Just look at those three dots on top and share this with them. And lastly, I'm going to share that I have a very short, simple newsletter that goes out every Saturday morning in Belgium, where I share 3 insights, and it takes 3 minutes to read. That's it. I don't share those insights anywhere else on the internet except to my email subscribers. If that is of interest to you, do I have something? Can I share what that is? No. Okay. So it's simple. Go to superchargeyourself.com/newsletter. Superchargeyourself.com/newsletter. That is going to come out tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about the Super Bowl, because there was a Super Bowl on Sunday. My last newsletter went out on Saturday, and the Super Bowl in the US. Why am I talking about the Super Bowl? I like to talk about stuff which is completely bizarre, and I like to show how it's relevant to your career. I have a one-track mind. I'm always thinking about career. So that's what it's about. Thank you for tuning in, and I shall see you at the same time next Friday, right here on Supercharge Fridays. Take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and have a lovely Friday and weekend.